Alright, what is up guys? My name is Nick Chae. I'm a freshman here at Princeton University. Today we'll be doing a campus tour. My brother, who's behind the camera, is here right now, so I'm going to be showing you guys around campus, showing you different buildings, seeing what life is like here at Princeton University. Right now we're at Fifth Randolph Gate, which is kind of like the opening arches to enter the university. Rumor has it that once you go under the gates during freshman week, you can't go back under it, so you have to go around these side gates or else you won't graduate in 4 years. So that's why all the students go around these side gates. Alright, let's come on. So right behind me is Nassau Hall. This is kind of the first building you see when you walk through the gates. It's very old-fashioned. It's been around since the school was founded in 1746. I'm not a tour guide, so I don't know too much of the historical facts, but it's a really pretty building. We have the tigers up there and a really cool clock at the top. Clock town. This is East Pine Hall. This is a beautiful courtyard. This houses some of the language departments. It's got this really beautiful library inside. I'll show you. This is Chancer Grade Library. It's a really beautiful place on campus. It's got this beautiful skylight that lets in natural light. It's a great place to study. It's super quiet, but a very cool place on campus. Alright, so this building right behind me is Firestone Library. This is probably the biggest library on campus. This is where all the students come. It's a great place to get some books, quiet spaces to study, and a beautiful library. This right here behind me is a chapel. This is where a lot of the religious life happens. It's a really beautiful chapel. They have a lot of services here in English and in different languages, which is really nice. Alright, so we are right here, basically the whole campus. Alright, so we are right here. I'm trying to film this, and this motorcycle. He's going? Alright. Alright, so we're right here. The campus is pretty big. We started way up here on the north side, and now we're trying to kind of trickling our way down. It's not a terribly big campus, but it is kind of spread out. So the dorms are mostly right here. This is Whitman, Butler, Rocky, Maddie, and then Forbes is like way over here. So those are our 6 residential colleges. The library that we were just at is up on this side of campus. The Frisk Campus Center, this is where the student life is mostly held. And then on the south side is where most of the athletics. We have the football field over here and different fields on this side. Alright, so this is the economics building. It's pretty newly renovated. We have a lot of cool architecture, really cool furniture. It's kind of one of my favorite places to study just because it's so quiet. It looks really nice. It has this like old Gothic architecture mixed with like a modern furniture kind of look. It's a really cool vibe. Alright, so this is what a classroom looks like. This is where I have all my economic precepts. We're super old school, so we like to use chalk on chalkboards. But this is kind of like what your basic setup kind of looks like. Oh, what? I have no idea how that got on the board. Let me just erase it for them. Alright, so right behind me are what we call eating clubs. They're really only unique to Princeton, and basically we have 13 of them. How the eating clubs work is when you're a junior and senior, you can bicker into them, which is kind of like rushing into them. But they're not like your frats and sororities. You only eat your meals there. But at night, that's where all the social scenes happen. Thursdays and Saturdays are kind of the big nights at Princeton. So everyone will come out to what we call the street, which is where all the eating clubs are lined up. They go all the way down there. So the 6 clubs that you can bicker into, each member has 2 passes to give out. So it's kind of annoying for underclassmen because you have to find an upperclassman and ask for a pass, because without it you can't get into the parties. But it does beat the fraternity systems where you can't even get into the party if you're not in the frat. So there are definitely pros and cons to this. Personally, I do kind of like it just because it means that you don't have to go out all the time, choose which clubs you go to. So on an average night out, people usually go to like 2 or 3 different clubs. You see your friends, you just hang out with them, and then you head back to your room. So yeah, the whole concept of an eating club is a little weird. basically what I've been told, or rumor has it, is that in around the 1900s, a couple of kids didn't like the dining hall food, or that the dining hall shut down, and so their dads bought the land next to the university, they hired a chef, and they split the cost, and they became known as eating clubs. They're kind of similar to like Harvard and Yale secret societies or the Founders Club, but it's kind of unique to Princeton, which is a super cool thing. All right, so this is Frisk Student Center. Alright, that was super weird. It's Thanksgiving break, which is why there's no one in Frisk right now. Maybe I'll come back and redo that scene just so you guys can get an idea of what it's usually like when there's students around. Library. This is more of your engineering STEM kind of library. They have some really cool study spots. This cool thing called the tree house, which is that room with all those lights. Okay, a really cool study space. So that last room was the McGraw Digital Lab. That's probably one of my favorite rooms, just because any student can go in. They have a bunch of Mac Pros. They probably have like 20 to 30 of them, and basically you can come in, edit your photos, edit your videos, do whatever you want with that installed software that they have, which is really convenient and super fast for editing. Alright, so this is our football stadium. I don't really know what's happening right over there, but this is where we have all of our football games, even though we lost to Yale this year. But we beat Harvard, so. Alright, so this is Freight Chemistry Laboratory. This is where all the chemists and engineers come. They have a lot of labs with glass windows so you can see what they're doing. They're making really innovative technology, a lot of groundbreaking research here. It's a very impressive place. Personally, I don't have any classes here, so I don't know too much about it, and I don't want to say anything wrong, so that's it for this. We're going to our next stop. Alright, so one of the most annoying things about being at school on the East Coast is that it gets dark so early. It's already 5:08, and it's so dark outside. It's almost pitch black. So if you're ever thinking about going to school on the East Coast, just keep that in mind. It gets really cold really early. It's not even December and it's already 40 degrees. It also gets dark super early. So at 5 o'clock, you feel like your day is already over when you have so many more hours left in the day. It can kind of be a bummer on your mood, especially because you don't feel like going outside when it's super dark. Other than that, everything else is great. The fall is really beautiful here. Winters, I haven't experienced yet, but I've heard they're super cold, which is gonna be a little bit of a shock, especially coming from Dallas. This is a new Lewis Center for the Arts. This is one of our practice rooms. They have state-of-the-art technology, so basically this is acoustically isolated. They're practically floating practice rooms. We have a Steinway and Sons piano in each of them. We have these locks, but with your procs you can get access to them 24/7. Very cool place to practice, which is why I love being here. Alright, so that's it for this video. Obviously there's a bunch of buildings and places I can show you around campus, but I'm here for another 4 years, so there are going to be plenty more videos to come. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any videos you guys want to see, make sure you leave them down below. I'll be planning on doing a dorm tour video, other college videos, high school videos, you guys name it, and I'll try and get to it.
Make sure to smash that like button, like and subscribe. Back next week with a new video.